right, Will. Well, you're wearing the scars. You got the blood. Obviously, that was a tough day at the office. Talk to me about it.
I had a lot of scars before today, but I caught a few more, I'd say. Yeah, look, I'm disgusted with that performance, to be honest. There's so much more in me. This fight should never have been that close. I got to give respect to Krzysztof Jotko. He showed up, he performed well. Like, I expected him to back off a lot more. He came forward a good bit. He actually did a good job throwing feints and closing the distance, which is what I was trying to do with him. There was a lot of moments where I could have been a lot sharper, and I felt it even during the fight. And I knew I was making some bad decisions, and then I started to let that I was kind of beating myself up during the fight about, like, why didn't I do that just there? And that's a shit mentality. I should have been like, just, okay, move on, next situation. So, like, there was a lot of sloppiness on my part from that fight, but even to go in there on one of my worst performances and beat a 16-fight UFC vet, obviously it was a close fight. It was a lot closer than I would have liked it to be. But I think tonight I did show a certain element of my class. Like, I don't think anybody should fucking doubt that I should be here at this stage. And, like, to be honest, lads, that is fucking 40% of what I can do. I don't think I showed any of the really good stuff I've been working in this camp in this fight. So I'm a little bit disgusted with myself, but hey, I got the win. And I came out here on one of my shit days and got the win, so that shows what I'm all about. Like,
no question, and you did get your hand raised. You bring up a great point, because we saw the pose with Extreme Couture, the performance. Like, clearly that was really, you have to get into your bag of tricks to, dig out these 15 minutes. How confident were you when they were reading this split decision that your hand would be raised?
I really didn't know, to be honest. There was moments in that fight where I felt like I was hurting him, he didn't want to be there. But there was also moments where I felt like he was landing the cleaner shots. He obviously got the bigger takedown situations, but he did let very little with them. So, like, positional control, I think he probably would have won. Like, that third round, he got the big takedown, but really there was nothing done with it. So I knew once I got back up and I went hard into him, I just wouldn't know if I was landing clean enough shots to kind of get it back in my favour. So it really was, in my eyes, I wasn't certain at all. But I know that, like, if we fight another 10 times, I win them fights. Today was my shittest day. It's easy to say these things, but, like, I look at so much of what happened in there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so much better than this. Why am I, what's happening? Like, why is my hand speed so poor? Why, like, my shot selection was awful at times. Like, where it was like my brain consciously said, no, do this. And then my body followed a different pattern. And I was like, why the fuck did you do that? There was a lot of those moments. And then even, like, recently in all of my spars, I've had this lovely flow. And I just did not find my fucking flow tonight at all. Now, give Krzysztof credit, he did enough to upset that at times. The only kind of, like, consistent rhythm I got was when we were at a little bit of distance and I was touching with the calf kick. And I was like, okay, now he's going to come. And he broke those rhythms quite well, so I'll give him credit for that. But, like, lads, I have so much fucking more in the tank. Look, in 8 weeks' time, you're going to see that. That's the beautiful thing about this tournament format. I'm in it now, It's shit, 3 points only, but fuck it, it's 3 points on the board. So I'm happy, man, and, like, look, get me in there with somebody else, watch me smash them. I'm so happy that there's another one coming up soon, because I get to show what I really am about. And tonight, look, that was the shit, and I got the win. So fuck, and I think I didn't know in that third round that everybody knows here. I'm fucking here for this. Like, I want this million. Like, if anybody questions my fucking heart after that, fuck you. You haven't a clue what you're watching, man. So, like, I'm proud and I'm happy in a way, but I'm also disgusted with myself.
And you kind of answered already my last question. If that was a 40% Will,
yeah,
and you just went up against a top 15 UFC guy, you kind of have to get a little confident that all you can do is go up going forward.
I know what I can do, man. I train with Johnny Walker, Karen Warren, guys with a good standard on a daily basis, and, like, I'm not going to sit here and toot my own horn, but I do very, very well in all of those situations. Any guy in the UFC I've ever sparred, I've done very well against. So, like, this isn't a shock to me. The shock is, even on my bad day, I can go in there and smash a guy like that. So, like, I'm disappointed with the performance. The performance could have been so much better. The result doesn't shock me at all, man. And, like, that's not me being confident, but that's me knowing what I am. And tonight was about showing you what I am. And I did a little part of that, but not all of it. 8 weeks' time, I'll get to show you all of what I am. And I really look forward to that, yeah. Thank you.
You mentioned that you felt like your brain and your body weren't connecting. Why do you feel like that is? Like, do you feel like
sometimes in my spars I get a flow where it's like, even my subconscious mind is reading what's happening before my conscious mind even clicks into it. Tonight, it was my conscious mind pulling my subconscious mind away from what I wanted to do. And then my subconscious was kind of making shit decisions. I was like, what are you doing? So then I had to get consciously involved a lot. Look, all of this camp was about finding that flow, and it kind of like, I was actually pretty happy with my training. Like, a lot of shit happened in the training camp this time around, but, like, always shit like that's going to happen. But I still felt like I've prepared very well for this fight. I went in there and I performed in a non-flow-like state. Flow is something that comes with practice. I'll find it the next time. I know I will.
And what about looking forward? Is there somebody that you're looking forward to fighting?
Look, give me the names. Jotko's a name. This is a big win because of that. Like, so I'd love a name. Like, even if they're like, let's see how these two boys do against each other. It could be an absolute war. But if one of them isn't banged up, maybe one of them lads, you know, whoever comes through this with a win, or I don't know how it's even gonna, like, let's say it's a close decision. Maybe we got the winner of that, or a little fucking loser. I don't give a shit. To be honest, like, give me somebody. Just give me a name on a list and watch me smash that guy. Let me show you what Will Fleury's all about.
And you fought here in Vegas, and your next fight will be in Atlanta. Are you excited to see a different city, fight a different city?
I sure am. Like, look, one of the big, I've been all over the world with this game. I've been in South Africa, Jordan, the Middle East plenty of times, like Rome, Bulgaria, Germany, fucking, I've been all over the world fighting, and like, I love seeing new places. Atlanta, my father actually lived there for a couple of years before I was even born, so I'd love to go and see it because I've heard lots of stories about it. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey Will, I noticed you had Strickland in your corner. How did that come to be?
So I went and I trained in Extreme Couture on Monday, and as I was signing up, Strickland came in and he was like, "Hey, big motherfuckers, you're going to train with me today." So I was like, all right, brilliant. So we did a positional session. I loved it. He was fucking cool ass training partner. Two of us got on really well. Obviously, like, I've watched a lot of his fights. I've had a lot of respect for him for a long time. And he fought Jotko in the past. So at the end of the session, he was kind of going over some positions with me. And I was like, look, I'm fighting Jotko on Saturday. You fought him. And he tips. And we just got chatting. He was giving me a lot of info. He was giving me a lot of good inside stuff. And then I came over with Kieran, and a couple of my corner guys fell out the last few weeks. So it just kind of, I went back over and I was getting changed, and I was like, fuck it, I'll ask him. So I came back over and Eric was there as well, and I just was like, the two of you corner me. Man, they're fucking great guys. Eric straight away, he did his kids' football game today, and he came out here after his kids' football game to coach me. He spent like 2 hours on Thursday just going over pad work with me. Like, I know the guy since Monday. You know what I mean? That's what MMA is all about, man. That's what a fucking real MMA, like, you know. Like, you have no idea how much I respect and how much I appreciate that, because like, this game, okay, it's an individual sport, but you need a team, you need a community behind you. I'm only here since Monday, and I feel like these guys are a huge part of my team. They were so good tonight in the corner. You know, like, thankfully I had Kieran here with me as well. Kieran's like fucking supported me more than anybody else throughout my career, and he's always been there. He's an incredibly solid guy. He's a Polaris level grappler. The guy's incredible, and like, having him here was huge, obviously. But the two boys and somebody who's beat Jotko in the past, I just kind of knew that might play in his head too. And having the guy, like, I can't express how much I appreciate them being here, to be honest, and how much this relationship's going to mean to me going forward. Because don't worry, like, I'm going to be back over here. Yeah.
Speaking of cornermen, one of your guys tells me that you're going to go out for a couple beers tonight.
Oh, we surely fucking
are.
are.
And then in 2 days, you're headed back to Ireland. How are you going to celebrate there?
Well, don't worry. We'll do enough celebrating in Vegas.
There it is.
Yeah, we've got 2 days here, so hopefully we can make that flight. But look, yeah, there'll be plenty of beers back home too, but it's only 8 weeks till I'm up again. So we might have like 4 or 5 days on the beer, and then we're back to it, like, you know. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Congrats on the win.
Cheers, thank you.